This video is not intended for viewers under the age of 13. Viewer discretion is advised. Hey everyone, welcome back. This is Memo224. Today we're taking a look at Fanstoys FT-43 Dunerunner. Been pretty excited about this one. Let's see what he has in store for us. Stay tuned. Now first off, let me just say that I'm typically not going to go over boxes and cards and instructions because almost every bot that you get nowadays comes in a decorative box with a card and instructions that are useful in transformation. But in this situation, there's actually a misprint, and it seems to be common, but if you look at what it says, all the artwork is for Dunerunner, but it gives the bio for Sheridan. It's the same one that appeared on Sheridan's packaging. I find that to be pretty interesting, actually. Way to go, QC, on this one. And interestingly enough, the Fanstoys card has the same issue. So they didn't do it once, they did it twice. Good job, Fanstoys. So first, let's start off with accessories. He comes with his pistol. Nicely detailed, but not painted. So I'd call it good enough, to be honest. I do like the fact that the barrel is empty, so maybe you can get some sort of blast effect on there, but that's up to you to try. But done really well. And that will plug into his hand nicely using the standard masterpiece style. Well done. He also comes with two of these, which are covers for his shins. So if you don't want to be left with a solid blue leg, you can actually put these on the shins to break up the blue. They are very well done. Nice reflective silver paint, and one for each leg. And those will go on rather nicely and snugly in bot mode. You also get a solid one for alt mode. And I've taken the liberty of putting the Autobot sticker on, but again, painted very nicely. Nice shine to it. Unfortunately, they are a fingerprint magnet, but regardless, they do look good. And this is meant just to not have the visible panel lines between the legs, so it does give somewhat of a solid look to it. Nicely done. And that will peg in somewhat securely in alt mode. So in addition to the head that he comes with 3 additional alternate heads. So you've got this one here, which is I'm the super happy guy right now. So he must have definitely had a little bit of a good time prior to this. You get the I'm not happy that this is a violent day look, so he's got a serious look. And then this one's actually pretty interesting. It's got a HUD display up on his visor. I believe this is from the Golden Lagoon episode, but I'm not certain. If I'm wrong, let me know in the comments. But again, really interesting. I may actually put this one on my bot when I display it. But altogether, the heads are really, really well done. And to take that off, you simply loosen the screw. Don't need to do very much, just enough to get it loose. Bring in the head that you want to put on, and tighten it up. Very easily done. And here we have Fanstoys FT-43 Dunerunner himself. This is their version of a masterpiece beachcomber. And I have to say, he is very well done. So let's get in close here and take a look at some detail. This guy is painted from head to toe. It's not without his faults, but still very well done. Now, with that paint comes a lot of stiffness in the joints, so bear with me if I'm having a little difficulty. That's the reason. But nicely done visor. You've got lots of detail along the chest. Everything on the top of the shoulders is painted white and silver on the chest. Nicely detailed here. Yellow, blue, and red there on the abdomen. Cut in details along the waist. Some minor details on the thighs, but there's those panels that you pop in place. And they are a snug fit. This one here actually requires me to use a spudger to get it off. But there we go. But just so you can see the difference, there's just a standard painted blue. And me personally, I love the blue. It's actually coming through a lot darker on camera than it is in person. But I do really like the look of these panels they provided, breaking up that blue. It makes it look more interesting, adds a little bit more detail. QC31, by the way. But I have to say, truly, truly well done. And look at the back. I mean, there's minor kibble here, but it just cleans up so well. I have nothing negative to say about the bot form, other than tightness of joints and a couple QC issues, but they're very, very minor. So I am ultimately happy with this purchase. So let's go into articulation. The head is on a ball, so you've got some minor movement. You can go down that much, up that much. You can do a full 360 and get a little bit of attitude. You can actually cheat a little bit. If you want to pop this up and make him look a little higher, you can, but it does break up the skull. Shoulders can go up to there. You can do a full 360. You do have a bicep rotation. An elbow that'll get just slightly above 90 degrees. Hands that can rotate. And then fingers on a single pin with no movement in the thumb. As far as the waist, you do get waist rotation. Keep in mind it's very tight because of the paint, and you can actually get an ab crunch. It's cheating, but with this panel pegged in like it should, it doesn't do anything. But when you pull up on it and disengage these three prongs that go in right there, you do get a nice nice ab crunch. So well done. Solid hip skirts, which I'm not a fan of, do go up and down. Same in the back and sides, but that does allow you to get all the way up, all the way forward, all the way back, and again very tight due to the paint, and then all the way out to the side. Now there are no ratchets on this guy, it's all friction, but it holds very, very well. The knee is on a double joint. If you utilize it, it doesn't help much, but you can get a little more 90 degrees, so not bad. And then down to the feet, you do get toe tilt up, nothing down, but a really good rocker. So overall, nicely done. In my opinion, a very beautiful piece. The white could have gone with a little bit of an off-white, but I don't mind. He just looks great. And I'm going to put an image right here of the G1 cartoon just for comparison, but in my opinion, very well done. Other than the type joints, I've actually, let me show you the QC issues that I have. One of his feet actually has a wiggle to it, and it has to do with this pin. If you look really closely at the two pins, this one has no wiggle at all, but this one you can see is not quite pushed through all the way, leaving some wiggle. So I'm gonna have to get a wash repair kit or something and push that pin the rest of the way through, because you can see it does sit a little bit further out than this one does. Not a big issue. The only other thing I've noticed is on the elbow on this side, there's a little bit of paint scrapage, but that's not a big deal. The elbows are tight. You can see why it's doing it. There's a little bit of a lock when you go straight. You can see that. But it's on the back. I'm not worried. I figured there would be some with this guy because he's painted head to toe, and just typical day-to-day movement is going to cause issues like that in the joints, but it's not visible in any way, so I'm not worried. So what I'm going to start doing, I'm not actually going to go through transformations in these videos anymore during my reviews. I'm actually going to set up a separate video with just the transformation without me talking. But from here, we're going to do a comparison, and then we're going to go straight to alt mode. My goal is to just do all the bots starting from how they come out of the box, and then transformation from there. So let's do a comparison. So here he is with the recent releases from Fanstoys as far as the mini bots go. There's Sheridan and Hunk, as well as the Transform Element Optimus Prime, GE01. And I think they do scale really, really well together. Well done. And here we have Dunerunner in his alt mode. I have to say, does look fairly well. A little bit finicky in the transformation. You may notice me having a little bit of difficulty at some points, but the transformation around the leg area is somewhat tight. Like you can see right here, if you don't have the legs perfectly positioned, the front grille is going to want to come out. This one won't stay in, and this one is really tight. So just make sure that you have your legs completely straight when you do the transformation, or else you may run into difficulty. But all around, it looks really good. Rolls just fine. Obviously not on this surface, but the rubber tires do give it plenty of clearance. So overall, alt mode is okay. It's not the best in the world, but in my opinion it does. Oh, you know what? We didn't do the seats. There we go. Alt mode is pretty good. It's a lot better than X-Trans bots in my opinion, but just to look at some of the detail. Get nice transparent blue headlights. Got your leaf spring details carved into the front axles there. Got your nice chrome wheels, front and back. Again, fingerprint magnets. Got your 2 air filters here along the top. If you look inside, you got the shifter, as well as steering wheel and speedometer and dash, all done in die-cast. It cleans up fairly well. There's some tightness due to the paint. I'm sure that's the issue mainly with the legs, but as you transform it back and forth, it does get to where it wants to stay better. So I imagine transforming it a couple more times and it'll be just fine. But there's a solid plate breaking up the hood area, or covering up the panel lines, but we can take that off. And there it is, just in true blue. Overall, fairly decent alt mode. It's not perfect, but it's one of those things that I think the issues will just improve and get easier to transform and stay in place over time. Well done. And here's Dunerunner with MP10 and Masterpiece Sideswipe. Seems a little big, but I mean, obviously the Dune Buggy's wheels aren't going to be the same size as a tractor trailer, but not too bad. As far as final thoughts, I have to say that I really think this is a very well put together figure. It has its faults, mainly due to the tightness of the joints, some tolerance issues that strictly has to do with paint. If you were made of all plastic, the issues wouldn't be there. He's very well articulated. Transformation, just because of the paint, is somewhat finicky, but easy enough. The engineering is great. I mean, the lack of kibble right there on the back, just a little bit on the legs, the way he cleans up so nicely, and he is, in my opinion, G1 cartoon accurate, which is what I'm going for. I can't really sing his praises enough. Definitely worth the funds. If you can find him, pick one up. I got this one from TF Source. Mainly I get my bots from toydojo.com, but unfortunately when I had the funds to pre-order, he had already sold out. So TF Source is still a good merchant though. but I do highly recommend him. He is truly an amazing piece. I am very happy to have him in my collection. If you do like what you've seen, please like and subscribe and hit that notification button. And I hope to see you in future videos. Thank you for watching.